and welcome to my channel. I'm really thrilled you're here because I'm really just excited about this really glamorous spring inspired look. The reason why I say spring is because these colors, these purpley colors, really just make me think of springtime. They're not necessarily pastel, but it's just a bright feeling, and I think spring can kind of give that feeling to people where it's like, we're coming out of winter, it's just fresh, you know, the grass is green, the flowers are blooming. It just makes you think of freshness and bright colors and apparently a lot of glitter. So I've tried this look actually a few times. I tried this look at the end of this pregnancy I just had. I liked it so much that I was like, you know what, I really want to make a tutorial on this. Granted, every time I've tried it, it comes out a little different just depending on how I'm feeling on that day, but I think that is just life. That is the nature of makeup. So if you are interested in how I got this makeup look, please stick around. And oh, I have to show you this. The star of the show, stand focus. The star of the show is the Stila Magnificent Metals eyeshadow. And Stila came out with those like liquid glitter eyeshadows. I fell in love with those. And I honestly was not so sure about this one because it's quite chunky. It's a very unique formula. But when I tried it again, I was like, you know what? I love this stuff. It just takes a little getting used to, but I think that's how a lot of things go with makeup. So anyways, I will stop my yabbering. I hope you're excited about this kind of makeup look, and you'll stay tuned and we will do this together.
Alright, you guys, let's get started with our fresh, beautiful faces. We're going to start by priming our eyelids. I'm going to use a creamy eyeshadow by MAC called Painterly, and I do it from lash line up into my brow bone and kind of dipping into that crease there. Then I am picking up my motherload of eyeshadows, sorry. Those are all mostly Makeup Geek, and I'm going to start with this pinky lavendery, almost kind of rosy shade. It's called Confection, and I'm taking a fluffy brush and I'm just buffing that all over my lash line while I'm jamming away to, what is it? Whoop, whoop, there it is. There we go. And so we're just fluffing that everywhere. And then I'm taking a shade that's just slightly richer. It's called Cupcake. And I'm doing kind of the same thing with a slightly more tapered brush. I'm just doing it a little lower, and I'm starting to bring it down onto the lid, but just the outer lid, just the outer corner, okay? So first one, you buff it out everywhere. Second one, do a little less, and then start to bring it down onto the lid. Then with the darkest color, I'm going to take Vintage. I love this shade, you guys. It doesn't look like much in the little pan, but man, it's really pretty on. So with this one, I'm going to take a very tapered brush. I'm going to keep it mostly on the lid, just the outer corner, and then I'm going to bring it up into the crease just a little bit. So those are kind of like the 3 steps I like to do. So lightest shade, buff it generously everywhere, and I would suggest that when you put on your eyeshadow, keep your eye open and look forward. I'm looking down just a smidgen, but it's okay for my eye shape, it's all good. But try to keep your eyes open, look forward, because then you'll see wherever you put your eyeshadow is really the correct placement. So then going in with the star of the show, you guys, here is Stila. This is Magnificent Metals, and I think it's called Antiqued Rose. I don't have my products in front of me, so I'll just put everything in the description box below for you. So this product takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's not a big deal. Just take your ring finger and dip it very, very lightly and carefully into the pot. Don't swirl it around. You only want to pick up a tiny bit because it's really, really gritty. And so you'll see on this next eye, see when I start to place it down, I kind of put down a glob a little bit by accident because the key to this product is how much you pick up on your finger and where. Like if you pick up a little bit too much on one little part of your finger, that's how it's going to lay down. So, there's kind of a beauty to it where it's not perfect, and I actually like that, but just kind of keep that in mind. So I also wanted to kind of amp up things a little bit in the outer corner. Everything was matte and then just like a really intense sparkle. So I decided to, kind of add a little bit of a slight shimmer. So kind of matte, slight shimmer, then high sparkle. So there's kind of, some varying levels going on. And that was a shadow from MAC, and it's called Star Violet. And it's just so dang pretty. It's just that kind of plum burgundy shade, and it's shimmery, but not like overly shimmery. So I actually used a flat brush here because that picked up the shimmer the best. It's just gorgeous. So, just the license to be creative and have fun. And I did my eyebrows off camera because they're honestly a hot mess right now. I need to groom them. And I kind of realized people do stuff off camera, because if you put every single step the exact same in every video, it'd be kind of boring and just too repetitive, And honestly, my brows are just not that great. So anyways, I'm just throwing on some Ardell Wispy lashes, and they're okay. I feel like I don't love them as much as I used to. They just seem a little bit too perfect and plastic lately, so I don't know. They're not my favorite. So going on to a gel liner. We're going back to MAC again. And I think that was called Macro Violet. I got it in like a little kit where it came with like a mascara and other stuff like that. And it's not my favorite formula. It's a pretty color. I liked how we kind of went with like a deeper plum purple here instead of like the other shades that we had that are a little bit more kind of pinky toned. So the reason why I don't love this one is that it's a little bit liquidy, and so I had to layer it at least up to 3 times, and so I don't know. I think other gel formulas are a lot easier to work with and wouldn't take as long, because nobody wants that. Nobody's got time for that. So anyways, I just kind of did a thin line that was really, really thin on the inner corner. It started to get a little thicker on the outer corner, and then I added just a little bit of a small wing on the outer corner, and I would call this almost like a flick. And I found that this type of eyeliner brush is really easy to use. It's flat and goes tapered, and you just can kind of wing things out really easily that way. Then we're moving on to mascara, and I'm simply just blending in my natural lashes in with the falsies, both to make them all equally black, but also to kind of lift my lashes and disguise them up into the falsies as well. And you can see it makes a really big difference. So moving on to the face. So we're going to give the eyes a little break, because I want to make sure I have concealer under my eyes before I finish them. So we're going to use something I've never used before, and I was really not sure because it starts out white. It's kind of a fun technology. I need to look into it a little bit more, but it's called Herborian, the brand. I believe it's Korean, and it's a CC cream, and it's supposed to turn into a color that is meant to match your skin tone. They only have 2 shades. They only have light and deep, and I used light. But I don't know. It was really peculiar. Like, you can see here, my neck was a lot lighter, so it went a little too deep on me. So what I did is I dragged it down to my neck, which was totally no big deal. It was just a nice, smooth formula that wasn't too slick or anything. It felt pretty good. It felt like a nice moisturizer. So I brought it down, and then it all blended in like perfectly after that. So I don't know. The verdict is yet to be found, or however you say that. So we'll see. But as I wore throughout the day, it looked pretty good. It was nice. So, but we'll see. Then I'm just gonna throw on some concealer and just put the majority under my eyes, and then I'm putting a little on my forehead and my chin just to simply balance out concealing, so that it's not just under my eyes, because I feel like sometimes it can look a little too obvious if it's only under my eyes, especially because I like to be a little generous because I have pretty dark circles and like pretty deep grooves there. So, and then of course I always set them so that they stay in place. Then I also decided to set my face in place because I just wasn't sure exactly how this CC cream was going to be. So I used a Bobbi Brown, what was it called? The Nude Illuminating Powder. As I mentioned before, everything will be in the description box for your help. And then we're going to add some definition and some warmth. So I'm starting with Cover FX Bronzer in Suntan. I love using that one to add definition, and I love to go ham on this. So my cheekbones you can see from about a mile away, which, hey, that's just fun for me. So even looking in the mirror, I was like, oh, okay, those are a little dark. But then I also always love to use my Bobbi Brown bronzer in the shade medium to add warmth everywhere. So then after I have that definition in my cheeks, I then add some warmth on my forehead, a little on my nose, and then I decided to use an angle brush just because it's a little easier to get in there to just add some more definition to my jawline. Now, it would have made more sense to use Cover FX for the jawline, but I was already using the bronzer by Bobbi Brown. Anyways, so we're doing the blush now, and I just adore Laura Geller brushes. They are by far my favorite. They're just gorgeous. They have a natural shimmer. Love them to pieces. And I love this one in particular. Okay, I had to throw this clip in, you guys, because she's just too yummy. And honestly, it was kind of like, well, I'm going to be looking back on these videos and I want to have her in it because that moment was just too cute. And her face right here I mean, it just kills me. So anyways, I got a little hasty and I started to do my mascara, which is my favorite mascara for the lower lash line. I know that seems a little crazy, but yeah, I forgot, as you'll see my face right here. I was like, wait, I totally forgot to do my under eyes. Like I didn't do the eyeshadow yet. So, but it was okay. I just buffed on Confection and Cupcake. I just kind of put those two on top of each other, just buffed them out with this pencil brush. And then I went in with that last shade, which was Vintage. I used that one. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. There we go. I used Vintage and did it on the outer corner only. So, you know, you just kind of mimic on the bottom what you did on the top. So that only took just a little minute. And then I went in and just concentrated on just the highlight part of that blush palette. And I just put a generous amount of that highlighter in the inner corner and on my brow bone. I know some people are like, don't put high shimmer on the brow bone. Don't put a lot. Be more subtle and, you know, natural. But for me, I honestly I don't know. I really like it. So I put a lot, but I just am careful to blend the seam between the highlighter, her little face, and the eyeshadow. So I think, you know, I can get away with putting a lot because I'm going to do what I want, you know? Mama does what she wants. So let's wrap it up with our lips. I'm just throwing on just a nice nudie color from NYX. It's called Nude Suede Shoes, and it stays on really well. I'm impressed. And then my favorite lip gloss of all time, of course, is Buxom White Russian, just to plump up and gloss up those lips to kind of mimic the eyes. And there we go, you guys. I hope you like it.
Okay guys, so here is the final look. We are all done. What do you think? I really want to know. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought. If it's too much, if it's perfect, if it's fun, if it's sparkly, just tell me the vibes that it gives you, because I would love to hear it. Also, if you liked it, definitely just hit the like button so that I know, because if you don't drop a line, I won't know. I hope you're feeling these vibes like I am. I'm gonna go out with the girlfriend tonight and go enjoy this look and play with this little one now. So take care, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye.